はい、今まです。ファイナルファンタジー16続きを始めます。ちょっとあんまり時間は長くないんですけど、コードイゾルテに行って、おじさんに会ってこようかなと思います。
Well, don't just stand there gawping. If you're gonna buy something, be quick about it.
英語版のカーロンさんの喋りにまだ慣れなくて笑っちゃう。
It'd better all be here. You'll not find a better price than that. Finished, are you?
おうおう、びっくりした。
It's all right to touch him.
Clive? What do you want?
まあそうね。作れないもんね。うん。
And?
よし。そうか。一回戻っちゃったから。
Ready, go?
さっきまで日本語版の音声を聞いてたから、すごい違和感が戻ってきてしまった。
That'll do, girl.
出ていけって言われたのにまた戻ってきちゃった。
That's a fair old scar.
黒騎士ね。
Look around you. We cannot afford
ごめん
to
ごめ
lose
ん。
any more than we already have.
こんなとこから歩いてたら時間がいくらあっても足らんの。
Let's go. Faster.
This pass will take us through the mountains.
And directly into the path of whoever or whatever lurks here.
お、早速いた。
Ever since the Apollo tree, we've seen more and more of these echoes.
What do you think is waking them? The mother crystal's collapse?
I have an idea. You're not going to like it.
Get him. Stay down. Oh.
宝箱あったっけ？ないか。お。あ、やば。なるほど。なんかいつ爆発するかわかんなくてやだな。 あっちはもうああ、まだいるじゃん。トルガル危ないよ。あ、ごめん、ジル。ちょっと練習したかった。何もらった？あれ？出た。あ、黒騎士やん。
More of my mother's men.
あら。もう、うまく出せない。マジックバースト。出せない。出せんな。こいつで練習。うん。この手の敵にはマジックバーストを使うよりもさっきみたいな攻撃の方が楽だからそっちになっちゃうよね。ちょっとね、大物相手にした時にマジックバーストが使いこなせてないのがなんかだんだんネックだなぁと思って。あ、またいたよ。出せない。くそくそくそ。あら、最後出せない。こっち？いや、違うな。こっちでもないな。あれ？どこから行くんだろう。わかんない。まさか。あ、こう降りるんか。むずいな。おー、びっくりしたー。 崖っぷちでね。血だ。
Blood, Clive.
And still wet.
ものすごい血だ。
You were told to stay in your homes.
The Black Shields.
You know who we are. And still, you would bear your steel. Why then, we owe you our thanks. You have saved us the trouble of an interrogation. To dwell in darkness, that we may purge the night and welcome lasting dawn. On these, our swords we swear.
Say that again. I'll show you a true shield of Rosaria.
Oh.
Tell me what I want and the end will be swift. Who are you looking for?
Why, you. We come bearing a message. Your friends have been found. The branded you freed from our
こ
camps.
の重装備のやつ倒せた。
They await you in ordeal. Guardians of the flame.
迫真の演技。
Those are Old Hill's gates.
Then we hurry.
そこか。開けるとショックなことがありますね。
Find something, boy. Death.
Found her.
This was my mother's doing.
But why? Why would anyone?
I don't know. I never truly understood her. But this...
Oh, Clive.
I will learn what madness drives her, and I will end it. We should go.
Yes.
We can't leave them here like this.
We won't. But if the Black Shields have made it this far south, they may already be in Port Isolde.
こっちにも死んでる人がいる。まあ、あちこちハエが飛んでるね。けど一応、生存者を探してるムーブに見せかけた宝箱探しなんですけど、
We're approaching Buick Bridge. Though I doubt the Empire would let us cross over to Rosalith.
Didn't happen to come by way of Oldhill, did you? Saw some Imperials clad in black making for the docks just the other day. The next morn, you couldn't see the sun for all the ravens.
今行かなくて正解だからね。こんな目と鼻の先であんな惨劇が起きてるとはこの辺の人は思わないよね。
They're all Rosarian.
But this is their home.
I'm hungry.
お腹すかしてる子供が
You
多い。
find no succor to the south travellers, nor beyond the Buet. The Empire has seen fit to banish us from our own land.
Don't go thinking you'll find refuge in the houses outside Port
野
Isolde.
党
The place is a wretched hide.
Farewell.
もう一匹いるぞ。もう2匹だ。あれは？あ、死骸か。で、なんでここに来たんだっけちょっとむしゃくしゃして、暴れたかっただけだ。どっちがいいかな。こっちをミッションにして、こっちをどういう。いや、あとここはね、ミルオウィックスにした方がいいだろうとは思うんだけどね。
The Lazarus. What happened to this place?
My mother happened.
ああ、ラ
The
ザロ
nobles
が。
who lived here didn't stand a chance. Let's hope my uncle fared better.
今日はね、天気が悪いから、アリヒの姿がわからない。
It's over.
出せんな、下手くそね。いや、これは、フーゴと戦う前に、得得しないと。ダメ。あ、やめて。おお。ダメだ。なぜだ。やっぱ実戦になると、こう刀が当たった時の感じで変わっちゃうからダメなのかな。おひょー。よし、やるぞ。あー、ダメだ。
That's the main gate. And it looks like we're not the only ones hoping to get in.
Hmm. ただここから子供の頃の隠れ家がある島に行けるんだよね。ちょっと今は行けないけど。 ほうほうほう。
Let us pass! My children are starving! Have mercy. Viceland's dogs they are! You can't ignore us forever!
Let us in, or we'll die on your doorstep!
Better out there than in here!
No, get enough
Fuck off! Find the chinless bastards! Those crystals belong to us all! I said, where were you, filth? Back to your style! Cut you down where you stand! Destroy it!
No chance of slipping through unnoticed. We'll need to find another way in.
縄文の前の人たちが粛清されるんじゃないかと心配でしょうがない。もう一回言ってもダメ？
I thought we might be able to reason with the guards. Or at least bribe them.
I suspect everyone in that crowd thought the same. Was that the only way in?
Officially, yes. Strictly speaking, no. My uncle once told me that the nobles had tunnels built, so that they could visit town without having to walk amongst the rabble. The Lazarus. We'll find our way into the city there.
If you're sure. The entire place looked abandoned. Do you think it's safe?
As long as it is abandoned.
The good news is we haven't seen a single black shield since Old Hill.
Maybe they found who they were looking for.
ちょっとこっち行くだけ行ってみよう。
Our last crystal just shattered. What are we gonna do now? Drink rainwater from puddles? Eat our rabbit raw?
なるほど。なんか食べとる。
We numbered 6 when we left our village.
そんなことが。
Died on the road.
それは
Another
悲
passed
しい。
just last night. Worry I might be next.
I'm so hungry.
またお腹すかしとる子供がおる。
Half the guards at that gate are Rosarian. They've sold their souls for the promise of a warm bed. Not that I can blame them. The Empire's left us nothing.
ライブ君も5年前またザンプルクの犬だったからね。耳が痛い。おやおやおや。
When the blight came to our village, we had no choice but to flee. But it seems the nobles of Port Isolde have no sympathy with our lot.
中には貴族とかが住んでるの？ほら入れろ。あ、何も言わないんだ。
Closer! Yeah! Maybe they'd shut you up!
Why won't you let us in?
こんなことしても別に咎めはないんだ。
Where are our crystals?
We're so cold.
先を急ごう。
Yeah!
早っ。こっからはいけないんだね。ああ、閉じてあるね。
straight home now.
お
This is nothing like I remember it.
How quickly a crown can lose its luster.
いけない。はい、来た。
Not abandoned then.
Oi! Visitors!
いや、これ初めて会った時、野党にしてはみんな顔がいいなと思ったのね。
Apologies.
悪者顔してないから。仕方ない。ん？ひどい。これで死なない方がおかしい。
I've only ever seen one man fight like that. And he's long dead.
Then perhaps it's time you joined him.
The blessing of the Phoenix. It can't be. I was there when you died. Huh?
結構軽やかに降りてくるね。高いところから。
Forgive me, my lord. I knew not whom I addressed. You have naught to fear from us. Founder, it really is you.
It is. So wait.
We can speak inside.
うん。ちょっと安心したよね、生きててね、みんなね。ちょっと足毛にしたりとかいろいろしてたけど。
And those who wouldn't bend the knee?
We left before the Empire could make examples of us, though we didn't go far. And we banded together to form the Guardians of the Flame soon after. Alas, there is only so much a handful of aging shields can do against the might of an empire. But we've seen to it that their stay has been anything but pleasant. Of late, though,
We've had our hands full just trying to keep the Duchy's few remaining bearers out of the Imperial's clutches.
The Cullings. We saw what happened in Old Hill.
Aye. The foul work of the Black Shields and their mistress.
You mean my mother? But it doesn't make sense. Even knowing what I know about her. Her hatred for bearers was no secret, but she wouldn't have been ignorant of their value to the realm.
No offense, my lord. But in case you haven't noticed, the Lady Annabella couldn't care less about the realm. She barely even cares for her own home. That much has been plain since the slaughter at Eastpool. And, since granting the Holy Emperor a new heir, her obsession with bearers only seems to have grown. As to why, I don't know. Maybe she can't bear the thought of anyone having the power to challenge her beloved son.
Her son.
Sir Wade, the Black Shields have broken camp. They march in full force for Buick Bridge.
Then so do we. Make ready.
本衛隊
This is
な
their
んか
main
ね、即
host.
席で作った割
If we
には
remove the head, perhaps
なんかいろいろちゃんとしてるよね。
we can prevent what happened at the docks from happening somewhere else.
ネーミングとか。
If I do nothing, then the blood of their next victims will be on my hands.
戦いの前の前工場とか。
Yours
即席の割に
and
はよく
ours.
できてる。
We too have witnessed the crimes these men who dare call themselves shields have committed in my mother's name. It cannot be allowed to continue. We must put a stop to this madness.
We must. So let us go with you. For the good of Rosaria.
I was hoping you'd say that. Very well. If that is your wish, I would be honored to serve at your side.
And we at yours.
So, Wade, let us do our duty.
With pleasure, my lord.
頼もしい。
I imagine this endeavor will require more than just our wits.
Then let's hope Sir Wade has a good quartermaster.
I suppose we owe you our thanks. You spared us when you could have just as easily sent us to the mud.
いや、それほどでも。下手くそで申し訳ない。
We'll show them that the fire in our hearts.
What is it you require?
買うもんあったっけ？ないね。
May the blessing of the crystals go with you.
Tell us then, Sir Wade. What is your plan?
Nothing fancy. You, Lady Jill and I make for Buick Bridge and provoke the main host at their encampment. Sensing an opportunity to end the Guardians, the Black Shields will call for reinforcements, who will be met from the rear by parties of my brothers hidden throughout the surrounding hills. This will allow us to wage battle on the bridge without fear of being overwhelmed. While the Black Shields have an advantage in numbers, you see, they prefer to fight in small units, which we can use to our advantage.
How small exactly?
Small enough, now that I have you and Lady Jill for company. I doubt I could have done this on my own.
But until we arrived, that was your plan. You haven't changed a bit.
So Wade, the bearers from Old Hill have been laid to rest.
Very good. Now make ready for battle.
As you command.
Thank you, Sir Wade. Perhaps now they will find peace.
There is but one thing which will grant them peace. Putting an end to the Black Shields.
And so we shall.
May the blessing of the Phoenix go with you.
How long have you been pursuing the Black Shields?
Since they burned their first village. We tracked down the bastards responsible and fed their corpses to Stillwind. Suffice to say, that got their attention. It's been a game of cat and mouse ever since.
あれはあれは町の人か。ご無事？逃げてきたのか？
Look at me sideways. How was the Black Shields?
巻き込まれるからね。
Come along now. We'll find another bridge.
Bastards are lucky I didn't have my axe.
なるほど。
There they are. On your command, my lord.
What is it now? I told you. We bear a message for the Vicereine. From the Guardians of the Flame.
Ha! You presume to tell us that a pair of filthy vagabonds, a woman and a dog, could guard aught against the might of the Black Shields? Then come! Die along with your flame!
For Azaria!
For Azaria!
Your petty revolution ends here. On these our swords we swear.
Ah, やば。
Bloody hell! Reinforcements from the far bank!
お、来たな。
Fight their battles for them.
あ、
I've heard Torgal. That's better.
やばいやばい。 ファイブアンダー。間違えたな。完全に間違えた。あ、外した。
The Imperials aren't taking any chances. I can't say I'm flattered.
おー。で、竜騎士が来るんだよね。
A noble stand,
かっこよい。
albeit a misguided
かっ
one.
こよすぎるだろ。
In taking it, you have but proven our point. That this land is in dire need of cleansing.
Wow. 아, 이거.
So Wade! Found them. There's no one left to keep them occupied. We need to finish this.
You mean finish him?
いや、こんな感じではリクイドフレームには勝てんな。
I don't see any more.
Nor do I. The plan worked.
It did. It bloody worked. We sent every last one of the rotten bastards straight to the mud. My, Lord, perhaps this will be enough to stop the Cullings. For the time being, at least.
Perhaps. Though I doubt my mother will take this loss well. She'll move swiftly to see her minions' ranks replenished.
And then it will all begin again. I often wonder if the nation we once knew is gone for good. Her fields rot. Her people starve. We battled to preserve the flame that was, but for every foe we fell, another springs up in its place. Yet be that as it may, it is still our home, and we must fight for it. As we always have, and always will. For as long as the Firebird's flame burns in our hearts, the Duchy cannot die. And her loyal subjects may dream of a day when the Rosarian standard flies over Rosalith once more.
So wait,
Think we should fall back to Port Isolde before the garrison sends reinforcements? A sound strategy, my lord.
And how long has my uncle been funding you and your comrades' endeavors?
Since the beginning. Lord Byron was the first person I turned to after forming the Guardians. And had I known of this tunnel back then, I wouldn't almost have been hanged by the city guard for trying to sneak over the wall.
I suppose a formal request for an audience would have appeared suspicious.
And appearances must be maintained. Were the Vice-Regency to catch wind of Lord Byron's involvement in our movement, they'd seize his estate and send him to the gallows, where he would be of no use to anyone. And so, though it sickens him to the soul, he plays the part of the loyal lord, knowing that one wrong move might prove his downfall. It is why he remains ever vigilant. Don't be surprised if he refuses you an audience, especially since you're famously dead.
Then I will have to think of a way to prove that I am neither wraith nor wrongdoer.
I might have something which could help with the latter. It's the mark of the Guardians. Display it, and those who love Rosaria will know where your loyalties lie.
I shall wear it with pride.
Be sure that you do. I don't want my men attacking you again.
Tyler.
Unless you deserve it. If only Sir Tyler could have been here to see you. Or the Lord Commander.
Thank you, Sir Wade. If there is ever anything you need.
I know. Go on now, my lord.
いや、なんかウェイドが仲介しても信じてくれるくれるかどうかみたいなことを言いながら送り出すのなんでと思ってたけど、まあ大丈夫だろうと思って送り出してんだね。
How accommodating. Do you really think they believe we are who we say we are?
Not a chance.
まあこのね、マントとかを取ったバージョンも見せてもらえるとよかったなと思うけどね。
Right, I guess. My uncle believes we're imposters here to rob him. And means to string us up himself.
Imagine my surprise when I was told my nephew had come to visit. Clive Rosfield died long ago. And for uttering his name here, you shall pay with your tongue!
Ah, ここから英語の初めて聞く。
You would mock me as well?
It is I, Sir Crandall of Camelot, loyal servant to Her Serene Holiness, Saint Sybil the Unshod.
Meadow, thou vile sorcerer, for thy crimes against church and crown, I shall have thy head.
Curse thee, infectious flax wench. Even in death, must thou plague me still? Very well. I shall open the gates of hell, that thou might see thy charge once more.
Bravo, Uncle. You're still the finest Meadow in the twins.
Oh, Clive, my dear boy, it's really you. You always always were fond of that scene from The Saint of the Sanctuary. Never did let me play Sir Crandall.
I have a favor to ask, Uncle Byron.
Rutherford, inform the kitchens. There'll be guests. We dine immediately.
But, Uncle...
You can't very well regale me with the tale of your miraculous preservation on an empty stomach. Go on, sit.
もうね、クライブ君のめったに見ない表情が見れる貴重なシーン。
So you arrived late to one of her cullings, did you? Since becoming Vicereine, Annabella has been a constant thorn in Rosaria's side, but these atrocities are a new low. Something has changed. Quite what, I don't know, but the woman we knew is gone, and a monster sits in her place.
A monster?
For better or worse, I've been charged with governing this town, and thus must maintain the illusion of obedience. That's all I can do to aid Wade and his merry band of revolutionaries.
So he's told us. You have risked much for Rosaria. Our nation will be forever in your debt.
It has been 20 years, Clive. The nation your father and your forefathers fought to defend is no more. Perhaps it would be otherwise had I the courage of my brother. All right, if it's a ship you require, a ship you shall have. I've a galley in port, but recently relieved of her cargo. She can be outfitted for the voyage in a matter of weeks.
So you believe us, then? About everything?
Believe you? Ha! Only a fool would believe even half of the things you claim. But until tonight, only a fool would have believed my nephew still lived. And besides, I have it on good authority that Clive is telling the truth.
Whose authority?
On your own, of course. You've always been a terrible liar.
Is that true?
It's not untrue.
I'd say no more about it, eh? It wouldn't do to linger on my nephew's greatest failing.
ウインク下手。
The one thing I cannot believe, though, is all this about you being Sid. You were always such a good boy, but now you're quite the outlaw. Which, if I'm not mistaken, would make me an outlaw's uncle. Right then, who shall we pillage first? Rutherford, fetch me my cutlass. This will be fun.
Over there. Go on.
She's a fine ship, isn't she? Once outfitted, she'll bear us across the boiling sea to Drustinus in the space of 3 days. Something on your mind?
Monsters. When I served the Iron Kingdom, I did so because I saw no other choice. Because once they learned that Lash would not move me,
この子無事かな。
they turned it on those who could.
so I became their puppet. I let them pull my strings, telling myself it was not my hand that swung a sword, but another's. I removed myself from the truth so I wouldn't feel the pain it caused. And before I knew it, I no longer felt anything. Anything at all. I had become a monster.
Jill.
I don't want to be a monster, Clive. Do you understand? I want to choose a different path, a better path. To live on my own terms. But before I can do that, I need to come to terms with my past.
真面目だ。
And when you do, I'll be standing there with you, just as you stood with me.
Thank you, Clive. I must atone for my sins. Only then, when it's done, will the monster cease to be.
Just promise me that you won't die with it. Now, let's get some sleep. The journey back to Benamir is long, and there is much to tell the others.
で、この時はね、一度戻るって、おじさんの屋敷かなと思ってたんだけど、割と、自由というか、自分家に帰るっていう、結構離れてるからね、ここ。
Only the Founder knows what awaits us in the Iron Kingdom. But Vivian could probably make an educated guess.
はい。まだいっぱいサブクエ出てきているのかな？だね。
That monster's taken quite a liking to Lady Karen.
He's not a monster. He's
おい、ちょっと剣をな。お父さんの剣があまりにもピカピカだから、なんか違う剣の方がいいかな。フレームターンにしようかな。なんかちょっと汚らしいし、ちょうどいい。エバーダークはね、ちょっとかっこよすぎてな。ちょっとこれにしてみようかな。アンブロシアをちょっと変えてみよう。ジェルとドルガルはなんかこのままの方が浮かない気がする。まあ、フライブ君が浮いてないかといえば、そりゃ浮いてるんだけどね。よし。はい。それじゃあ、今日はこのぐらいで終わろうと思います。ご視聴ありがとうございました。